Hi, hello, how are you? Amanda, Seint artist. We're gonna play with the Demi colors. I had somebody ask me to try these bright pinks. I'm gonna try this one right here. This is VR5, and I wanted to try it with my scarring, so we're gonna do that. I'm also gonna be doing my color correcting. I'm almost out of suede. I have no suede at all, so I'm gonna use my blend brush and we're gonna dig in and I'm gonna do my quick color correcting and I'm gonna show you how I do that. I have found this is the longest lasting way to color correct is using aspen and suede, and it's because it's dense. That's all I can chalk it up to, is that it's dense, and so it stays where you put it and it holds your makeup there for a good amount of time. And I have some nice textury hormonal breakouts, and this one's right in a place where I put a lot of color, like my contour, I'm putting a color corrector, my foundation, like there's stuff going on there. And one thing I know is when you have a texture, more is bad. More is bad. I'm also without my lashes, but that's okay. I'm gonna get through. I can survive this. I can do hard things. Not hard. Anyways, I'm gonna go into my suede lip liner. I don't use this as a lip liner almost ever. I use this as my color corrector for my hyperpigmentation, and I just camouflage it by going around it, and then I drape it up over my little guys that are just coming in hot. I tell you, they're really on this side. There's a lot more on this side than over here. I really do this side because I have a little one here. I don't have so much up here, but for balance, I do both sides. I want it to be the same on both sides. So I just drape it up just like I do over here. All right, we're gonna bring this down a little bit for some extra scarring coverage. It's pretty angry today. Every day's different, and we know that. Our skin is never the same 2 days in a row. It's really annoying, but that's okay. All right, let's grab the buff brush. Let's do my trick. Let's do the contour trick everybody's been really liking. So I'm using Sunlit as my brightener, and my main highlight is Sandy. Sandy is a touch too dark, but Athens is not a touch too light. It is just plain old too light. It looks way too light. So I'm gonna take Sunlit, and this is gonna help me with balancing Sandy, but it's also gonna help with keeping my contour in the contour zone. So I'm going to take the small end of the buff brush and I'm going to draw a line from the corner of my mouth to the top of my ear. The contour goes above that line. And then I'm going to show you how we blend it so that it doesn't look weird. But I have found this is the best way to teach my daughters where blush goes, because they play with makeup. But while playing, we're also learning good habits. All right, we're gonna take the big end and I'm gonna go into Sandy, and below this line, I am going to place my foundation. Below the line, it goes right here. I do bring it up and around my mouth and then onto my chin. I am gonna touch a little bit on my scarring, just like this, for my extra coverage, but I'm just going on my apples where the problem is. Same over here under that line. We're just gonna even out the skin tone. This is how you can see. It's just a touch too dark. You can really see it, but that Sandy is gonna help with that. Grabbing a little bit, hitting that scarring on the apples. I'm also really red. My rosacea I'm getting rosacea, and so it's not coming in bright like some people's, but I am red. I'm red on my nose, I'm red on my cheeks, and so I just take what's left on my brush and I'm just gonna tap over it for a little extra coverage, but I'm keeping that no-fly zone line right there, and it's really just for my contour. This isn't a rule for my main highlight. All right, I'm gonna grab this fluffy end and I'm gonna go into my bronzer, and I am going to blend my neck to my face. This is gonna help with that sandy color being just a little bit too dark. My neck is always lighter than my face, so this is super, super helpful. All right, detail brush. I cannot contour without I just don't want to. So I'm gonna go into Cedar. I'm saying so many times. I'm gonna go into Cedar and I'm gonna get my forehead. I like doing the forehead without a main highlight, and I urge you to try it too, because everything's foundational coverage, and with that, you don't need it. It's an extra product. It's an extra amount of makeup. It's just not necessary, because this dark, I like Cedar more than indigo. Indigo with my brown hair just doesn't, they don't work together. And Astoria looks dirty on me, and Cedar has been awesome. I really love it. It's my new favorite. It blends like a dream. I love it. All right, I'm gonna put this contour up here. Obviously, it's created some warmth. I think it's a little on the warm side, but it's also given me coverage. It's given me dimension, and I like it. So I'm gonna go to the small end, and I'm gonna go into Sunlit. Sunlit looks yellow. It does not go on yellow. It's just this really great, it has a yellow undertone to it, and that works really well for all of my discoloration on my skin. It helps with balance. It helps with correcting. It's nice. And I'm just pushing this up and out towards that contour. And as they mix together over the brow over here, covering that, it covers the redness. And when it starts blending into that contour, they come together and create balance, coverage. You don't need that main highlight. When they merge, it creates your main highlight like magic. It's great. I know it's not magic because it's makeup, but I'm just saying. All right, let's do our nose. This is how I like to do my nose. I don't put my brightening on until after. I think it just helps. So I go down each side because you want the focus of your shadowing to be on your sides. I have a bump. And so for me, I put this on and I blend it out on the sides. I'm gonna hit the tip, just to square it off. And as I'm blending, I'm gonna blend up and over, just like that, pushing towards my brows for natural shadowing. We're gonna pinch the tip, and then we're gonna come down the middle. I like using my brightener as a brightener, but also as a tool. It's keeping me where I need to stay, but it's also straightening my nose, and I like that. All right, we're gonna go in, we're gonna contour our cheeks. So we have our line, our no-fly zone line. We're gonna come just above it. Just above it. Don't come in past the outer corner or inner corner. No, outer corner. Outer corner. I'm good with words today. Tapping in on the other side, staying above that line. You see how I have that hyperpigmentation? Cedar is so good with hyperpigmentation because I find my hyperpigmentation to be on the warmer side, so it's not cool like Astoria, and I find indigo can pull it through. Cedar does not. Look at that. It just works with it. Again, outer corner, staying back here, under blending. You want to under blend because my bronzer and my blush are going to blend that down more. So it's okay to have that dirty mark. It's going to be okay. All right. Grabbing my bronzer, I always hit here on either side because this is where the sun hits my noggin, and then above that contour. So we have our brightener. See, let's just go through the lines. Main highlight, brightener, no fly zone, contour, bronzer. Blend it up into that little dot right there. Boom, 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 boom. I love this stuff. All right, grabbing a little more, going above that contour and up the temple and around, just draping it around. Smile. I like to bring mine down towards my apples. I really like my bronzer to warm up whatever blush I pick. I do it with all of them. I am going to take this fluffy brush. I go between these two brushes the most, but I was using the buff brush for the sake of using a different brush, but here I am back with this old beaut. Tap, 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 tap. All right, under eyes. I do Demi, and I've been using a new color that's awesome. I just gotta find my Demi color right here. Y1, right here. This yellow color has been awesome. I usually use Y01, and I decided to give I saw somebody, my friend Brittany, I don't know if you follow her on the YouTube, but Brittany uses Y1 on her trough to help lift and give the illusion of pulling out to hide the trough. And I was like, I don't like using a lot of things under my eyes, and I was using Y01 for my inner corners, 03 for around my under eyes. Then Y1, I was like, that's 3, that's too much. So I tried Y1 on my inner corner here, and I loved the outcome. And then I hit right here where it's really dark, and then I just pull it down my trough, just like that. Flip it to this fluffy, and we're just gonna tappy, tappy, tap, tappy, tappy, tap, tappy, tappy, tap. Then I go into 03, and I'm just gonna tap it out and clean up what I call the dirty place. The dirty place. It just looks a little dirty, and it just cleans it up and makes it pretty. and it just takes it, and it doesn't make a huge difference, but it makes a good difference. All right, so I'm going into that Y1 again, and I'm going into that real dark place right here. Then I'm going in right up here and down, grabbing it again. Start very light. Too much can create texture. It can look chalky and cakey. So go light at first, and just remember it's easier to build than to take away. Going into 03, I use just the fluffy end, and then again, cleaning up that dirty area. It's just sweeping off the dirt. Boom, 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 boom. That's the way I look at it, I don't know. All right, small end of the blend brush because I like light coverage under my eyes. Going into Sunlit, it's just an extra kick of correcting because it has that yellow undertone. I always start on the apple, top apple, the shelf, and then we tap up that orbital bone, giving us some lift up and into that inner corner, and then kaplow, we go onto that soft tissue, so light. Tapping with the fluffy end just to blend things together, and then we're gonna try this new, I don't even want to call it new because it is limited edition. It is 25% off, and it's pure pigment, so we're gonna need a lot less than we use with our normal 3D for our blush. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna take this fluffy end. You know what? We're gonna wait because I don't want to bring my blush too low. All right, here we go. Not the right palette. We're gonna go into VR5. So it's violet red level 5, which makes it more pigmented. It's darker. I'm gonna take this fluffy end right here, and I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna pick some up. Do we see it? A little bit. And I wanna try this. Now, I have scarring, so I'm gonna go up here first, and I'm gonna build. It's anytime I'm trying a new color, I'm gonna go light, and then I'm gonna bring it down onto my scar. Oh, that's really nice and naturally pretty and pink. How pretty. That's really pretty. I like a bit more punch, so I'm gonna take this one. It is R5, this bright pink. Why not? I wanted to try using Demi's as a blush. Anyway, and it's not pulling my scarring through, which is awesome. All right, going in again. I'm gonna start on that VR up top, right here. I wonder if having that pure pigment helps. Then going into that R5, going boom, 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 grabbing a little more. That's very pink. I might have overdone that. But I'm gonna take this fluffy brush and that no-fly zone, we just sweep that away. I flick up so I don't mess with anything. Flicking up, and we just clean it up, and it just looks just fine. I'm not gonna lie, it's pulling a little bit of scarring through over here, so I'm gonna go into my tried and true Frenchie. We're gonna grab that, and I'm gonna go over my scarring. Frenchie, I'm sorry, it's just where it's at, and for balance, I'm going on both sides, and I'm just gonna take this fluffy end, and I'm just gonna blend it out, and it covers up my scarring. If you have any kind of scarring or rosacea, you feel like your blush is pulling it through, get yourself Frenchie and use it. It's so great. All right, we're gonna take the detail brush on the big end, and I'm gonna go over this zit here and contour our eyelash. I would rather go in after my makeup's done to cover all my little zits that I get roughly around once a month, and correct them after my makeup's done. It's just what I like because I don't want too much makeup on. All right, we're gonna grab limited editions because they're so good. I'm actually gonna use that blush color, but I'm gonna go in with my favorite Renaissance color. We're gonna go in with the multitasker brush, grabbing a little mirror, going in with Renaissance. It's my favorite, and I'm gonna outline. I go thick. I love this color. It seriously makes everything better. I don't know when they're gonna come out with it again. I wish they would make it permanent. There's no other color like it. None. All right, boom. Make it nice and dark. Then we're gonna go in, oh, I have them right here. I'm gonna go in with VR5, pure pigment. And we're gonna tap that inside. And we're gonna mix them together with that Renaissance. I gotta get my nails done, they're killing me. It's so bright and pretty and mixed with that. Oh, that's pretty. I'm gonna go in with my peach balm, so pretty. You could tell I go into my lip colors with it a lot because it mixes up. And then I'm done. I'm gonna go do an eye look, separate tutorial. You know me, I don't want these to be too long. This is 15 minutes and I talk a lot. So I'm gonna grab some setting powder with my fluffy brush and we're gonna go out here and bring it in. Out here and bring it in when I think it's empty. Boom, 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 boom. Setting spray, Urban Decay, bing, 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 bing. Take that fluffy brush again, and we're just gonna press that setting spray in. All right, BRB, well, no, I'll see you on another tutorial. All right, have a good day.